Hello all, this is Phil. Not sure what the lens on the camera is going to be like at the moment. As you can probably tell, it's still very windy, getting blown about all over. We've been to Devil's Bridge, we've stopped there. I partook of a sausage sandwich from the food van that's there. Very reasonable. We've had a drink, stopped for a chat and had a look around. I'd never been there before, so that was a first for me. Although admittedly I've probably passed it several times and not known about it. It is literally just off the main road. It's just a car park off the main road, the A65. And I'd seen, I think YouTube use SV650F, I think. From Lancaster area. I'd been there a couple of times on some of his videos. I'd been out for a demo on VFR and cross runner, is that right? And that's how I recognised it, because as we got there I was at the head of the pack and I was leading, so not knowing where I was going or when to expect that we were going to get there, and then just recognised it luckily, saw parking inside, and there were a lot of bikes there when we arrived, and then the rain came in force, so a lot of people left and a lot more people arrived. It's constantly, oh, very nice, constantly changing, you know, people arriving, people leaving, bikes are changing, very popular. Oh, where's he going? He's off-road. Yeah, the slowest bike among us keeps leaving us all for dead and then pulling over and waiting for us to catch him. Yeah, well, as I say, he said he's got the slowest bike of everybody, and yet he's the fastest one here. What bizarre weather. Cloud, sun, rain, wind, blue skies. Yeah, so it's been an experience. Met some new guys, which is good. Nice guys as well. Strange, isn't it? Everybody you seem to come across, the YouTube vloggers. I suppose you get a bit of an idea of what they're going to be like. And it's just a question of names to faces, or faces to names, and a decent crowd, decent bunch of guys. So we're on the way back. Beautiful. I'm sure the mic's picking up a hell of a lot of wind noise from the videos I've done recently. I noticed the other day riding up on the motorway, even in the 50 mile an hour speed limit on the motorway for the roadworks, I noticed a hell of a lot of wind. It gets picked up by the microphone, so I'm sure it's picking all this up now. Luckily not much of this seems to be side wind, so it's all coming straight forward at me. It's coming from straight ahead. It's not causing me any problems. There's probably only an hour or so left of sunset over there. And we'll be in hour of sunlight, sorry, and we'll be in for a sunset. It's only 4:30 now. Still steady way, steady back. Yeah, one of the things, I don't know if I said it earlier, when we all met up and I saw Terryjackman, who's up ahead of me now. He's got a Yamaha FZS, and I thought it was a 600. I've said it's a nice bike and it's very clean. It's absolutely spotless for its age. It's actually not an FZS 600. It's an import FZS 400. I didn't know that until you said it when we got there. It sounds really well. It's goes well, it sounds well, and it looks spotless. He's got an absolute gem of a bike there. Cleaner than mine, but I'm not obsessive about cleaning my bike where he is by the look of it. So no problem with that. Just not my thing. I don't, you know, I used to have a Vauxhall Vectra, but I was in a Vectra Sport forum website, whatever you want to call it. It was a Vectra Sport website and a forum, and I was still am a member on the forum, but don't have the Vectra anymore. And don't use the forum as much as I used to. And we used to have regular meets, planned meets for the Vectra Sport Club members, and I went to as many of those as I could that fit in around my shifts. I used to go whenever I could. And mine was a modified Vectra. It started life as a Vectra 2.5 V6 CDX, 1997, and that was an estate automatic. So it was the luxury model. It wasn't a GSI, which is a sporting model, but it was CDX. Had the full leather interior, all electric windows, heated seats, climate control, digital climate control. What else? Had an auto gearbox with a sport setting, electric mirrors, and it was, as I say, it was a 2.5 litre V6. It used to go well, but I modified it. I changed the wheels. I had a custom built stainless steel dual exit exhaust on it. Changed the cams in the engine for the GSI cams. Changed the throttle body for a bored out throttle body, large volume throttle bodies. Changed the plugs. Had Denso Iridium plugs in it. Magnacore 8.5mm leads, Piper Cross Viper cold air induction system. So it had an encased filter that protected it from the hot air under the bonnet, and it had a cold air feed in the front bumper. So you used to suck the cold air in from the front and feed it straight into the air filter, which was encased in a canister, and supposedly keep the incoming air cool. Other bits, I had Ermshire. I had an Ermshire carbon fibre steering wheel, Ermshire carbon fibre dashboard, Ermshire brushed steel or brushed aluminium door buttons, all 4 door buttons. Coney adjustable suspension, full adjustable suspension on it, and it used to be, it was lowered, that lowered it about 35mm, possibly a bit more. I think they said it lowered the standard car 35mm, but mine might have been a bit higher than the standard, or I'm not sure. But I know it lowered it at least 35mm, possibly 40mm. And it came with 15-inch alloys on it, and I had Vauxhall Vectra C 17-inch SRI alloys on it with 40 profile tyres. I think they were 215 40 17. So it had low tyres, 17-inch rims, lowered, custom stainless steel, twin exit exhaust, all the engine mods, all the interior bits that I'd done. A Kenwood flip front stereo that used to flip when you turn the ignition off, powered the car down. The front used to powered flip, so it'd turn round and present just a blank plate on the dashboard. I had full interior LED light conversion done. All the courtesy lights when you open the doors were blue, the interior lights were blue, the dashboard lights were blue, every switch in the car was blue, the electric window switches in the doors were blue, all the dashboard lights were blue or red lights behind any, like if you put the fog lights on, the light that used to come on was converted to red. I'd spent a lot on it. We used to go to the Vectra Sport meets, that was the point. Yeah, going off track again. We used to go to the Vectra Sport meets and everybody would park their cars up, and then the fanatics who were like obsessive about clean and tidy and presenting their cars as show cars would get out all the cleaning products from the boot and start waxing the cars. So you'd end up with a line of 20 cars and 2 or 3 people, 4 people, whatever, were waxing their cars. And I never would. We'd meet up. We met up at Clumber Park, National Park. All drove through, not a field as such, but off the main road and through some grass to get to the area where the club had reserved a plot there for the day. And we drove through to it, and everybody went through grass and mud. And that's just how it was. I'd park my car up and say, well, that's it, that's the car, it's got all the mods, and I hadn't done, there was no bodywork. Apart from, I did have an Hampshire rear boot spoiler on just before I got rid of the car. I put a boot spoiler on it. That was the only exterior apart from the wheels. Didn't have a skirt kit on it. I didn't have fancy paint job, stickers, stripes, bonnet vents, none of that. The car was just what the car was, it looked how it looked. It went, oh yeah, I did have the brakes done. I had Hampshire oversized discs and calipers on the front. I think there were 308mm discs, Hampshire discs on the front. GSI spec brake calipers and air ducts that fitted to the bottom of the suspension arms that used to direct the airflow under the car onto the discs. And I had EBC green stuff disc pads, which were supposedly less fade, better heat operation, worked well when they get hot, and oh boy did they work well. And I had Goodrich stainless steel brakes all round, brake hoses all round. Yeah, there he goes again, Terry. He likes to hang off the edge of the bike. He seems to do it more on the left-handers. There he goes again. He gets off the side of the bike on the left-handers. Yeah, so I never used to keep the car clean. That was the point. I've been through the car and everything that I've done on it. Oh, what was the other thing? Fuel pressure regulator. I think it used to be, I think it had something like a 2.8 bar pressure regulator on the fuel rail, the fuel supply, as standard. And one of the popular modifications was change it for a 4 bar fuel pressure regulator, about £50–60. It used to increase the fuel pressure, so it had good airflow coming in, it had good fuel flow coming in, it had decent exhaust flow for getting the gases out, and better plugs and leads for the electrical side of the combustion. So it had better suck bang push, suck bang blow, whatever you want to call it. And you increase the income, increase the explosion, increase the exhaust, so you could get rid of the gases. So yeah, it used to run well, it used to be nice. And I believe it had been on the rolling road 3 times while I had it. It had been super chipped as well. The engine had been to a super chip dealer and remapped for the ECU, had a super chip remap in it. So I believe the car was about 174, 176 brake horsepower standard, and I think mine was about 222, 225 when I'd finished with it. So it used to go well. Yeah, I miss that car. I wouldn't like really, but I would like something like that again. I wouldn't like to go through all that, buying all the parts and modifying it myself. And you could just buy a Vectra GSI or something these days like a Focus ST, Ford Focus ST, with more power, more performance as standard, and everything on it as it was intended by Ford, giving you a ultimate mental power. Yeah, I do like the engine that comes in the Focus ST. 5-cylinder, I believe a 5-cylinder 2.5 litre turbo that they share with a Volvo T5, so 5 pop. But I don't like Fords, so I'd rather have it in a Volvo T5 than a Ford Focus ST. It's just my choice. So there we go. Point of all that was, I don't clean my bike. I don't clean my car. I cleaned the bike the other day, as you have all seen. If you watched, I cleaned the mud off my bike, and that's just because it was filthy. Right, on that note, I'm going to sign off for now. Catch you all again.